is CTV News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. There are more cases of cyclosporiasis in Windsor, Essex. The health unit is tonight reporting 35 cases of the gastrointestinal illness linked to contaminated lettuce. The crisis is also starting to now impact local greenhouse operations. CTV's Robert Londian joins me tonight with our top story. Robert.
Yeah, Michelle, the Ontario greenhouse vegetable growers say the sickness, largely confined to Michigan, is impacting the decisions of Canadian consumers. In recent weeks, the food safety outbreak has caused sales of major greenhouse produce staples to decline. They're now looking to reassure residents that their food is safe to eat. As cases of cyclosporiasis, an intestinal illness, now triple the 5-year average in Windsor, Essex, advice from the region's top doctor remains steadfast.
They should also think about fresh food and salads that they might consume there and consider that risk when they're dining outside of Canada.
In Windsor, Essex, 35 cases have been reported this year. Heavily linked to shredded lettuce and pre-mixed products, cases are in the thousands across the border.
The majority of these cases have been related to travel to Michigan, mostly.
Spread, though, isn't just causing healthcare concerns.
The key message that we want consumers to know is the recent cyclospora outbreak involves shredded lettuce mainly, and should not be viewed as a representative of all fresh produce.
The Ontario greenhouse vegetable growers issuing a statement on Thursday telling consumers their produce is still safe. That comes as outbreaks are tied to a 10% dip in sales of tomatoes, cucumbers, and peppers in recent weeks.
If there's no information shared, then those consumer buying habits will change out of either fear or not having the details they need to make an informed decision.
OGVG Executive Director Richard Lee says greenhouses are held to rigorous standards, undergoing regular testing, applying processes for using the washroom, and consistently tracking products.
In some cases, we can identify the grower, the individual that picked the produce, and which row they picked it from.
Best practices are still being urged, such as washing hands before handling food, rinsing fresh fruits and vegetables, and cleaning food surfaces.
Our food system at this time does not alarm by a product that's infected, so people can use a product that's produced in Canada with peace of mind.
And when it comes to eating, Lee is encouraging residents to keep local produce on the menu.
I'm just trying to reassure consumers that greenhouse products is a safe choice and a healthy eating option.
You know, in the U.S., there have been some deaths tied to cyclosporiasis. However, Dr. Maluske saying tonight the infections are rarely fatal for people without underlying health conditions, and there's no reason to panic. Now, there is testing available locally, and it's often treated with antibiotics. Michelle.
All right, thanks so much for that update tonight. Robert Londian reporting for us in the newsroom. A healthcare union says Ontario's hospitals need billions in additional funding. CTV's Chris Campbell has the details.
CUPE says Ontario hospitals are dealing with rising costs, increased demand, an aging population, and government funding is not keeping up. The financial pressure is showing up here at home. The union puts the combined working capital position of Windsor Regional Hospital and Hotel Dieu Grace Healthcare at negative $42.2 million. In Chatham-Kent, it says the figure is negative $18 million.
Our hospitals are in crisis. They are really struggling now. They've had a collapse of their working capital.
CUPE also says hospital beds are under significant pressure. It puts occupancy at about 91% in Windsor and 96% at the 2 CKHA sites in Chatham and Wallaceburg. The union says nearly 2,000 patients were being treated in hallways across Ontario based on the most recent data it reviewed, and it says Ontario needs 55,000 more full-time hospital workers to reach adequate staffing levels.
We need significant funding increases. We're going to stop the violence in our hospitals. We're going to stop the delays that we're finding for key surgeries like wait times for hips and knee surgeries and cataract surgeries.
CUPE is calling for $5 billion in additional provincial funding over 3 years. It says that would mean about $128 million more for Windsor's 2 hospitals and $32 million for Chatham-Kent. But the province says CUPE's claims are entirely misguided. The government says it is investing a record $101 billion in health care this year, including a 4% increase in hospital funding for the 3rd consecutive year. It says hospital funding has increased by more than 50% since 2018. In a statement to CTV News, Windsor Regional Hospital says, like hospitals across Ontario, we continue to navigate through certain pressures while remaining committed to providing safe, high-quality patient care. We are working closely with Ontario Health and the Ministry of Health to manage these challenges. The province also points to more than $60 billion in hospital projects that it says will add 3,000 new beds across Ontario. It says it has added 20,000 doctors and 100,000 nurses since 2018. Chris Campbell, CTV News.
Thousands of people were part of Windsor-Detroit history. 3,400 people crossed the bridge on the toll-free multi-use trail Wednesday alone. The Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority says it will be open year-round, including the winter. However, they will be monitoring weather conditions, and those could lead to closures of the trail. Notices will be posted on their website and social media channels. Also on their socials, advice for what to do if you didn't mean to cross.
What the heck?
Oh, they obviously didn't mean to do that. Totally.
The video recorded August 2nd shows a vehicle turning around on the bridge and heading back towards Canada. The authority says if a driver accidentally enters the bridge, they should not reverse or do this, make a U-turn. Instead, keep going, follow directions from border or bridge staff. The CBSA says once someone enters the bridge, they're treated as having left the country, even if they've never officially entered the United States. Windsor police are tonight reporting a drop in crime. Overall crime fell 15% compared to July of last year, with 258 fewer incidents reported. Property crime saw one of the biggest drops, decreasing 14.2%, driven by fewer thefts, break-ins, fraud, and mischief. Crimes against people also declined 17.5%, including fewer assaults, sexual violations, and threats. On the other hand, some crime is up, including drug offenses, which rose 75%. Arsons also up 50% across the city, and other federal statute violations doubled, which includes financial crimes. In Chatham-Kent, police are investigating a fatal 2-vehicle crash involving a dump truck and a pickup truck. It happened around 6 o'clock on Tuesday on Jeanette's Creek and Coates Line in Tilbury. Anyone with information is asked to contact police or make an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers. And with distracted driving charges up in Windsor tonight, details about how hard it can be to get out of one of those tickets. We get that story from CTV's Sanjay Maru.
408 distracted driving tickets so far this year. That's the number from Windsor Police, up 91% from this time last year. And in LaSalle, a recent 2-hour enforcement blitz netted 6 drivers. And officers say many drivers insist they barely touch their phone.
The biggest excuse right now is that, oh, they just picked it up for a second, or they just got a call or a quick message that they needed to check. And in that time is when they're next to the officer or the officer observes them with their phone.
But just for a second can be enough for a charge. And if you think you can fight it later, the owner of Off the Hook Paralegal says that's become an increasingly tough bet.
I did a lot of trials on these at the very beginning. I was more successful at the beginning than anybody is now, simply because the officers have gotten better at testifying.
A conviction for a fully licensed driver starts with a $615 fine, 3 demerit points, and a 3-day license suspension. And Walter Martin says the financial hit will grow once insurance is factored in. His solution?
I've got steering wheel controls. I can hit the phone button, answer the call. I can do it all just by saying text so-and-so. and it'll come up. You speak into the text and send the text, and it'll play back the text back. There's no reason to take your hands off the wheels.
But drivers admit that little screen can be hard to ignore.
Whenever my girlfriend's calling me, I might be tempted to answer a call, but I know it's not all right.
I think I definitely should be better, and so should everyone in the city. I'm very much a voice-to-text person, so I'll press the button and talk that way or have it read it to me. I'm not risking getting a ticket or anything like that.
And police say the same rules apply at a red light or stop sign, and even going hands-free does not mean everything on that screen is fair game.
There are cases where officers are observing cell phones mounted to the windshield, and there's a video playing on the screen, and that counts as well.
Sanjay Maru, CTV News.
This takes us to our question of the day. How do you use your phone while driving? This time we have 4 options for you on this one. Cast your vote on our website, ctvnewswindsor.ca. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald has your full weather details coming up in 2 minutes' time. And still ahead, the federal government responds to local requests for better weather prediction systems. As promised, CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald joins me now with our full look at the weather. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Michelle. We're talking about some rain. I was looking off towards the west this afternoon, knew the cloud cover was starting to thicken and build up. And along this boundary, we've certainly seen some showers this evening across the region. Parts of the central tier of southern Ontario getting hit hard. London, Kitchener towards Waterloo, anywhere in that region this afternoon. And through this early evening, spotty showers, even thunderstorms and heavy downpours. Today's high near 30 degrees. Our average high just below that 28 degrees Celsius mark. And why is this happening? Well, we're getting this conveyor belt line of instability with upper atmospheric draw and push. The warm air is essentially where we are, pushing east towards the Atlantic coast. And you'll note that the boundary is sort of working its way from southwest to northeast, and it's a quasi-stationary front because we are seeing the movement, right, from south to north, but we're not seeing a west to east push. So there's a good evidence of what we call a quasi-stationary front. A couple of things to point out with respects to Environment Canada. We've been talking about the potential of significant downpours, maybe even some hail and some significant wind profile activity. Gusts in that 70+ K range. It could accompany this rainfall graphic. Those areas, especially in the extreme southwest, could see not just the heavy rainfall, especially Leamington, Amherstburg, maybe even LaSalle gets into it, Pelee Island, the point itself, but gusty winds to go along with it, and of course, thunder and lightning. You get the idea. Overnight temperatures, a very warm 21, feels like about 29. There's about a 40 to 60% chance of seeing showers. And then tomorrow morning, waking up to a gray day, morning through the midday, afternoon, and evening. And there's a good chance in the morning we will be wet. That chance tapers off a bit through the afternoon, but keep the umbrella nearby. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Great Rose City. The worst case scenario is that early morning rain for the early morning commute, lessening the impact is through the afternoon. Showers for Saturday, a warm 29, feels like about 34, and then fair weather Sunday, 29, and then cooling off gradually. Rainy to start Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday. By that time, a week from now, down to 25 degrees instead of near 30 for a daytime high. That, Michelle, is a look at the next 7 days weather-wise.
Thanks, Gary. Another member of Windsor City Council is stepping away from municipal politics. Ward 4 Councillor Mark McKenzie says he won't seek re-election this October, choosing instead to spend more time with his family. McKenzie says serving on council has been rewarding, but after missing 4 years of his son's football games and school events, he doesn't want to miss anymore. Elected in 2022, McKenzie says he's proud of the accomplishments, including front yard parking reform, new playground playground improvements and several new crosswalks in Ward 4. His decision follows Ward 6 Councillor Joanne Geniac's recent announcement that she also won't be running again. Canada is once again on the defensive after another tirade from the U.S. president. CTV's Mike Lecouture updates the ongoing trade talks between our two countries.
Canada's minister in charge of Canada-U.S. trade was overtly optimistic heading into his meeting with U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer. Dominic LeBlanc says he's hopeful a deal can be reached before 50% tariffs kick in August 19th. A clear contrast to President Donald Trump's comments Wednesday night.
Canada's nasty. They're nasty.
At an aluminum plant hit hard by American tariffs, Prime Minister Carney had a more measured tone.
C'est une négociation tough.
He called the negotiations tough, conceding one could also use the word nasty. Carney made no apologies for wanting a comprehensive deal that addresses tariffs on the steel, aluminum, auto, and forestry sectors.
Will we get all of that by the 19th of August? We'll see. But we want to have pathways in order to get that.
Opposition leader Pierre Poilievre says Carney hasn't been tough enough, adding Canada got nothing for removing counter tariffs on the U.S. and for ditching the digital services tax on American tech firms.
We're calling on him to take the leverage that he has not yet squandered, take it to the bargaining table, and get something in return for a change.
There has been a suggestion to leverage our energy and potash exports to the U.S. Well, that move could also impact Canadians. This former special advisor on Canada-U.S. relations to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau believes it shouldn't be discounted.
In the sense that we know it would have tremendous impact on the U.S. and be very effective leverage in this relationship right now.
Canada's supply-managed dairy sector has been an irritant to the Americans in these negotiations. Carney defended the decades-old policy, saying it helps consumers and farmers. Hardly a shock, considering he was also campaigning with his candidate for a by-election in Quebec at the end of the month. Mike Lecouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
The union representing cabin crew at WestJet is sharing details of the tentative deal that brought their one-day strike to an end. CUPE says the deal includes a more than 18% wage hike over 3 years, along with increased time off and higher food and uniform allowances. It also features a new duty period premium. That adds compensation for work done on the ground. That issue was one of the key sticking points in the labor dispute. All WestJet flights were grounded Sunday as 4,400 flight attendants walked off the job. The tentative deal announced early Monday, bringing operations back online. Members will vote on the deal in the coming weeks. A new survey finds a quarter of Canadians say they are only able to afford minimum monthly payments on their credit cards each month. This all from Equifax. Another 7% believe they are likely to fall behind on payments. A good finding here found 56% expect to pay their balances in full every month. The findings come as 40% report spending more overall than they were a year ago. 67% of respondents say they have reduced entertainment and leisure expenses, while 40% have cut spending on personal care. On the markets, the TSX fell 10 points, while in New York, the Dow lost 464 and the Nasdaq dropped 15. The Canadian dollar gained a very modest 0.04 cents. And on commodity markets, gold added $5.60 an ounce. Oil is up $2 a barrel.
Start your day with the latest local news. By signing up for our newsletter, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
To Toronto now, where police say 2 suspects have been arrested in connection with last week's shooting at the U.S. consulate. The teens, according to police, who are said to have been driving a white Honda Accord with no license plate, were lured in a gun-for-hire scheme, playing out on encrypted messaging applications. A 19-year-old and 15-year-old are facing more than a dozen charges each. Online encrypted recruiting is also believed to have been a factor in another shooting at Toronto's U.S. consulate on March 10th of this year. In that case, bullets were aimed near the front doors, where just inside a portrait of President Donald Trump hangs. Multiple separate arrests have already been made in that case. Prime Minister Mark Carney's government is facing more tough questions about the holes in its national security vetting process, following the case of a Canadian woman who was arrested in Belgium accused of spying for NATO. Here's CTV's Judy Trin.
As he announced the creation of a new quantum innovation hub at the University of Calgary, Defense Minister David McGuinty was asked why the government cleared an alleged spy to work at NATO.
It's very difficult for me to make a comment about an ongoing judicial matter in a foreign country, Belgium.
CTV News identified the accused spy as Claire Biwei Zhang, who began working for the federal government as a student in 2017. LinkedIn shows Zhang worked for the National Research Council, Statistics Canada, and possibly the Canadian Space Agency. The incident is prompting a review of vetting across all departments.
The government is seized with the need to improve overall the approach to security clearances, not just for these kinds of positions, but jobs involving public service, contractors who are working on defense contracts.
Court records show Zhang submitted a fraudulent application for a CBSA job. Despite that red flag, she still managed to get an internship at SHAPE, NATO's military command center in Mons, Belgium.
Well, Mr. Carney has some questions to answer. How is it that this individual was not captured in the vetting process originally, but that other countries and governments were able to have the intelligence to find this troubling information?
As a graduate student in Ottawa, Zhang researched artificial intelligence and self-driving vehicles. Last year, CSIS issued a warning about spies affiliated with China targeting the academic community. The risk of intellectual property being stolen by Beijing looms again.
Look, we're going to have to be vigilant.
CSIS screened about 130,000 applications last year. The spy agency said it had also previously disrupted a Chinese operation to recruit former military personnel. The agency did not say if it came across Biwei Zhang's name in past investigations. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
Ontario's Green Party is joining a chorus of opponents to AI data centers. CTV's Siobhan Morris explains.
They've sparked intense debate in Hamilton, Toronto.
How much electricity will it consume? Can the grid support it?
Worries about AI data centers have taken hold in Mississauga, Strathroy-Caradoc.
It's too wide open. There's a lot of unknowns.
In the nation's capital, the CEO of Hydro Ottawa says pressure from big energy users, including data centers, is putting the grid under strain.
We are being asked to build in support in the next 2 to 3 years what has taken us the better part of 110 years to build.
Ontario's Green Party wants a province-wide moratorium on development of data centers.
The Ford government has failed to bring in a regulatory framework which has left municipalities on the hook to try to develop it themselves.
There's concern about how much water data centers can soak up.
This matters because the water used to cool the computing systems housed in these facilities often comes from the same municipal systems that supply our homes, our schools, our hospitals, and local businesses.
Infrastructure that would need to be changed to accommodate new, bigger neighbors.
In return, we will get the possibility of noise, water pollution, loss of jobs, as well as our personal data weaponized against us.
Campaigning in Hamilton, where a data center pause was shot down.
I could support a moratorium, but I think, again, the most important piece of this is that communities have a voice.
On that last point, Ontario's Minister of Energy agrees.
The community's got to have a role. There's got to be benefit for the community. There's got to be 100% of the power cost paid by the company.
A spokesperson for the Minister of Economic Development says they'll continue to work with municipalities, communities, and companies as they finalize their digital infrastructure framework. But he couldn't say when it might come online.
Many of them are being built.
The Green Party accuses the government of dragging its feet.
If we don't do it now, then the horse will have left the barn, the train will have left the station, and it'll be too late to act.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald joins me now. And Gary, it's another busy weekend on deck here in Windsor, Essex. Everybody wants to know if the weather is going to cooperate.
Well, that's a big question to answer, Michelle. I think it's going to be a bit of a mixed bag. Sunday looks good. Saturday, a lot of things happening, as you mentioned, not so great. And tonight into tomorrow morning, I think there's a good chance we'll be wet again, just like early this morning between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. Showers, looking at a high of about 27, 28. Thunderstorm risk is still there for the morning and again in the afternoon. Rainy and gray for Saturday. I think that's good likelihood. And warm and humid. A bit of a break there. Weather Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, rainy, but a cooling trend next week. From 28 to start. By Wednesday, Thursday, down to the mid-20s, maybe even 25. A week from now, Thursday, but fair. Signs of summer wrapping up. Michelle?
Thanks so much, Gary. The federal government is tonight defending their weather forecasting technology in southwestern Ontario. Essex MP Chris Lewis wants a review of radar coverage in Essex County, saying we're too reliant on radar readings from Exeter, nearly 200 kilometers away. That system was apparently down for maintenance earlier this summer, but we're told it's now fully operational. Environment and Climate Change Canada says when that radar station is unavailable, however, meteorologists can still use satellite imagery, lightning detection, and weather stations to predict developing storms. Well, that's all the time we have for now. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you right back here tomorrow night at 11 o'clock.